What I hold in my hands is not just a book. Have you ever held a secret so heavy it felt less like a piece of information and more like a physical object? A lodestone of truth buried in the soil of your life that, once unearthed, threatens to alter the very gravity of your entire world. To rewrite not just your future, but to cast a new, unforgiving light upon every memory you've ever cherished, making you question the very foundation of your past. What I hold in my hands is not just a book. It is my mother's heart, captured in ink and bound in scuffed brown leather. For 45 years, nearly half a century, I lived with a specific, aching absence. My older sister, Clara, with a face as placid as a summer lake, looked me in the eye just weeks after we buried our mother and told me this diary was gone. Lost, she said, accidentally thrown out with the detritus of death, the old clothes and yellowed papers. And I, hollowed out by a grief so profound I could barely remember my own name, I believed her. For 45 years, I mourned the loss of my mother's final private thoughts as a second death. But the universe, I've learned, has a way of writing its own scales, often in the most terrifying of ways. 3 months ago, a routine doctor's visit turned into a hushed conversation in a too-bright room. The words suspicious shadows and more tests hung in the air, and suddenly my own mortality wasn't a distant philosophical concept, but a pressing immediate reality. It was this brush with my own ending that sent me into the dusty silence of my attic, not to clean, but to connect, to find some thread, any thread that would lead me back to my mother's strength. And it was there, tucked away, not even with any malicious intent, but with a carelessness that feels even more insulting, buried beneath a stack of my sister's old winter coats she'd asked me to store for her a decade ago and never retrieved. That I found it,